this is a reenactment of what happened, how Tunfa saved my life. We were sleeping, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, it was a Saturday morning, 1 a.m. And my wife said, somebody's trying to get in. So I went and looked out the window and somebody was trying to get in. So I said, hey, I thought it was just one of my drunk Marine friends. I said, no, he got long hair, biker things on. So I said, hey, you better leave because I already called the cops. So the guy kept trying to open the door. So I went over to the wall and I got the phone and I called the police. But in those days there was not a 911. And I told my wife, give me something so I can take care of this guy in case he comes in. So she got me a bow and I said, nah, that's too big. And I don't want to break up the furniture. Then she got me a kama. I said, no, I don't want to kill the poor guy. And anyway, so then she said, go get something yourself. So the dojo was 4 feet away from my house, so I went out there, got a tunfa, and I was checking it out just to make sure that it was the handle wasn't loose or nothing. And then I was talking to the operator, and then the operator said, can I help you, sir? I said, yes, give me the police, somebody trying to break in. He said, what's the address? I said, 8465 Apache Lane. And so then they said, there's an officer on the way. Just stay on the phone, and that's all we can do. So then I said, okay. So then and then my wife is screaming, he came in, he came in. The guy knocked the door down, and he was just looking like that, just looking like that. And then I told him, hey dude, you just take off. I already called the cops, And he couldn't see my tombstone. It's dark, and I had it down here, and there was a little bit of light from the kitchen, and then he went with his hand like he's gonna go for a knife or something, and then I was thinking, when I see his hand, whatever he got, it's a knife or a gun, I'll just break his wrist, and then take care of him. And then he put his hand down because he didn't have a knife or he forgot or whatever, and then this guy decided to jump at me. So he jumped at me as he was going like that. I hit him here. I came down, put a hole in his head like that, and he was just laying there. And then he was bleeding everywhere. So then I told my wife, get me something to stop the bleeding. So she got some napkins, right? And then I said myself, man, if this guy gets up, I'm gonna have to knock him out so he don't fight me. So I'm down here, put him some napkins there, and he got up. He wanted to get up, and boom, I knocked him out. Anyway, and then by this time, the cops came, right? So then the guy's still laying there. The police came, and I said, man, this looks like a giant gun. I'm going to throw it down the hall. So I just threw it down the hall, and the police are going like this. And the door, I don't have a door. The door is knocked on the floor. So, and I yelled at the police, hey, he's in here, I'm in here, right here, right here. So the police came in with a pistol like that, and I had a concrete floor like that, and I wasn't right in the line of fire like this. I said, man, if that bullet hits the concrete, it's going to ricochet and hit me. So slowly I moved out of the way. And then the policeman, the officer came, and he flipped the guy over. He flipped him over, and got his hands, put them behind him. And then he handcuffed them like that. And then the ambulance came, and then he told me, okay, get on the telephone and just dial this number and say what I tell you. So he said, and when they say affirmative, just hang up. And so I dialed the number. There was no 911 then. I dialed the number, and the operator said, yes. And then the officer told me what to say. He said, say this, 10-4 with a backup. So I just said, 10-4 with a backup. And then he said, when the operator says affirmative, just hang up. And the operator said, affirmative. Click, I hung up. And then, the officer was, the ambulance came, they put him on the ambulance, the guy, And then, like on the radios and the police, you can hear what they're saying. They're clicking, they're talking like that. You can hear all over the neighborhood. And our arresting officer is calling a dispatcher, making the report, and he says there's been a break-in and entering at 8465 Apache Lane. And then the dispatcher said, hold it, you're going too fast. Give me that address again. And the dispatcher happened to be my student, an officer. Anyway, so the officer said 8465 Apache Lane. And the dispatcher, you can hear him over the radio on the car. It says, "What? That's my sensei's house. Is the burglar okay?" And then the arresting officer said, "No, he's on his way to emergency." Anyway, the moral to this story is, you know, my student, the dispatcher, was not worried about me and my family, because this guy wanted to kill everybody and my dog, you know, but he didn't do it. But he wasn't worried about me. He was worried about how bad the intruder was, which wasn't good. He didn't live to tell about it. Anyway, so that's why karate and kata, classical karate, not tournament karate, it'll kill you. Real combat, real fighting is a different thing. And that's what we teach. That's what you call Okinawa karate. Classical karate, not tournament stuff. And I thank you very much.